Hi, fans. Thanks for calling the dreaded D Rose report. Calling, clicking, whatever you did. Thanks. All right. Back like a bad penny. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend and hope you have all your digits still. WWE Network is going to be doing a live tribute to Dusty Rhodes after Monday's Raw from Chicago. The specials featuring stars and legends discussing Dusty Rhodes, life in the arena. And PWI says that they've heard that Ric Flair is one of the legends being brought in. As far as I know, they're still doing that. It's going to be live also after all. Not taped. Michael Cole noted at WWE's Beast in the East, if you've caught that pay-per-view, let me know what you thought about it. You've seen a good 20-minute match with Chris Jericho at the very beginning and Neville. Anyway, special from Tokyo was the other morning, and that WWE Diva champion Nikki Bella has started a Road to 300 hashtag. It's a campaign that she's trying to become the longest reigning Diva champion. And she posted the following, I guess, after retaining her Tokyo championship. It says, "What an honor defending and retaining the Diva championship in Tokyo on the road to 300. Though through jet lag and injuries, I have gave it my all last night, and I succeeded. Couldn't have done it without my Bella Army supporters. We stand strong and proud. Love you." She told me she loved me. Dark match took place at Sumo Hall, which we haven't heard too much about. It did not air on the network. Saw Cesaro defeat Diego of the Los Matadors, and Lucha Dragons defeated Big E and Xavier Woods. This week's episode of Talk is Jericho, if you watch it, listen to it, with Chris Jericho, features Tyson Kidd and Natalya. And Jericho talks to Natalya about one of the first guests when he started doing the podcast, and was the very first person he named when WWE asked who he wanted for the interview. Anyway, this is a little, I hope I don't go over 15 minutes on this, but anyway, listen, there's good stories. Anyways, at the end of the show, Chris Jericho talked about Bret Hart's return to the ring at the 2010 WrestleMania 26 and what it meant to the Hart family. And Tyson said that WrestleMania was the first time that the entire family was together since Stu Hart's funeral 6 years earlier. And even that was a milestone considering how splintered the family became after Owen Hart's tragic passing. And Natalya said that even WrestleMania was not without its drama, and Kidd added that the first problem came when Natalya's aunt, Allison, told off Johnny Ace, or John Laurinaitis, and then the head of WWE Talent Relations, what he was, and then she caused the scene on Thursday, right before the festivities, when she was hungry and didn't feel that she should have to pay for her own food. Anyway, Bret was said to be furious with the family and reminded them that while they might be making special appearances, Tyson, Natalya, Harry Smith still had to work in WWE at that time. And Ross Hart asked why their behavior would affect current superstars, which Bret responded, "Do you have rocks in your head, Ross?" So anyway, it went on. Anyway, there was a they were talking about the planning process behind Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania, and Vince was in the room with the Hart Dynasty and dozens of members of the Hart family and Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Vince laid out the format. Bruce interrupted with, "No, this doesn't make sense. That just basically turns you babyface." Bruce started coming up with alternative ideas before Vince finally got into the match. And Bruce continued to interrupt. Batista said that Batista should be involved because of his prior altercation with Bret. Well, anyway, Michael P.S. Hayes responded, "Hey, it's Batista got kind of a big match that night, so they wanted him to stay out of it." But that's some behind the scenes of what goes on with trying to get something done in WWE. And of course, Natalya thought that Jim the Anvil should be involved somehow. Anyway, according to Natalya, Vince McMahon was very entertained by all this. I doubt it. All right, tonight's Raw taking place from the All-State Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Confirmed for tonight's show is Randy Orton's return, by the way, and more hype for Battleground. Superstars advertised for tonight is Brock Lesnar. He's going to be there. Seth Rollins, Cena, Reigns, Orton, Ziggler, Ambrose, Sheamus, Show, Wyatt, Kevin Owens will be there. Strapless, beltless. WWE's focusing on these points for tonight. Dean Ambrose taking on Roman Reigns, my fault. Are they defying the authority? Turn the page is the wrestler, with the Diva division. The fall of Roman Reigns. It says they're trying a little cliche stuff here. Anyway, the awesome opponent, The Miz, and Intercontinental title, and prize fighter without a prize, Kevin Owens. Do you think? Now I'm just asking. If it's U.S. title, is it way too soon for Owens to get a not a title shot, but get the title? Because they had Roman Reigns getting up to that spot, getting up there. He was about ready to take over and become it, and they thought, well, he's not really, been there long enough. Hadn't went through the trials and the tribulations that everybody has to go through, and it's a little too soon for him. Is it a little too soon for Kevin Owens? I'd like to hear your response on that. All right, WWE's website's got posted a WWE 2K16 character art photos of Austin, Ambrose, Balor, whatever you want to call him, Paige, Daniels, Rollins, and Barrett. Want to go over that webpage, check it out. Raw. If you don't have a computer, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you're watching this on. Anyway, Raw pre-show. Host Scott Stanford noted on Twitter that the current WWE title holder will join Corey Graves, and David Otunga tonight for the WWE Network broadcast. Yeah, I did say David Otunga. Yep, he's still around. In fact, he worked last night's WWE live event in Rockford, Illinois, but he lost to R-Truth. Oh well. And no, Kofi Kingston's not dead. They try to say Lesnar killed him, got arrested, and all that over the weekend. That was crazy. Funny, it was crazy though. But funny just because it wasn't true. But he did get pushed around quite a bit at the Beast of the Knees. Noted back in 2014, if you remember, Dean Ambrose, he was away for a while filming the studio movie Lockdown, and now it's confirmed that the movie is now in the franchise of 12 Rounds. And it's going to be called 12 Rounds 3 Lockdown. The movie hits the theaters and on demand about, maybe September 11th. All right, here's a little synopsis of it. Okay, sounds good. Dean Ambrose plays Shaw, a detective that returns to active duty after the death of his partner when he recovers evidence linking his fellow officers to that murder. And they frame him for a suicide he didn't commit, trapped in his own precinct. Shaw will do whatever it takes to expose the dirty cops and clear his name. With 12 rounds clip and one shot at redemption, nothing will stand in Shaw's way in this action-packed thriller. Might be good. And you know what else would have been good? For Vince McMahon Sr. to still be around, he would have been 101 today. Global Force Wrestling announced that IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Kushida, something like that, will be appearing at the July 4th TV taping in Vegas. Also going to be there, Bobby Roode. USA Network will not be airing a 2-hour Raw replay as a lead-in for Tough Enough on Tuesday night. Law and Order's got SUV's got a marathon going on, so that's going to be the lead-in. And WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall was scheduled to make an appearance at DFW Vintage Toys in Dallas, Texas this weekend. The store owner posted the following on this on his door. I regret to inform you that I went to the airport to pick up Scott Hall. He never came. Haven't heard anything. I'm real sorry. I'll try to make it up to you guys. Don't know what happened. I hope everything's okay. Although we are disappointed, we should give him the benefit of the doubt. Jaden. All right, Brie Bella recently spoke with Female First, whatever that is, in the UK to promote a return to the WWE Total Divas. There's a full interview online of that. Anyway, she was asked about possibly going after the Diva title. Says, I absolutely want to go after the Diva title, but Brie sort of is sort of the nicer twin. Says, although it'll be hard when SummerSlam comes around not to be tempted to try something with Nikki. And she also said, begging Vince McMahon to get some NXT Divas called up. She says, my sister and I are begging Vince for more Divas to come up to the main roster from NXT after WrestleMania, but they have to wrap up their stories there, which can take some time. Maybe why it doesn't happen immediately and as fast as we would like to. I don't know what she means, stories. I'm ready for more Divas to come up too. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. It's due early for Kevin Owens to have a title.